welcome to the I said Bella Vista Gardening. I meant the gardening show. We've changed the name, and I haven't registered that yet, but we changed the name of the show to the gardening show to be more inclusive other than just Bella Vista. So we cover all of Northwest Arkansas when we talk about our zones here. And anyway, it's the gardening show. And joining me today is Ginny Vance, and she's a fellow member of the Bella Vista Garden Club and a fellow member of the Benton County Master Gardeners. So today we're going to be talking about Christmas trees turned into bird feeders. So we're going to tell you what to do with your Christmas trees to decorate them, and then afterward, you know, we can get rid of them somehow. Anyway, I wanted to thank our sponsors too. Our two sponsors are the the Benton County Master Gardeners and the Bella Vista Garden Club. So they're just so supportive. They really are. They really support us with a lot of things. And we're going to be doing more things, across Benton County now too. So looking forward to that. So today we're talking about Christmas. It's December. It's Christmas time. So anyway, we have quite a few little things to show you how you can decorate your tree outside for the birds, and how to make the bird food to put in these ornaments. So anyway, Ginny's worked up this little tray of things that she can show you.
Yep, this is a bird seed ornament that you can make, and following our little presentation here, we'll give you the materials and how to decorate these. You can also use cookie cutters, but I went ahead and I had some mason jar tops, but these are real easy to make, just with the little Cheerios, bird seed, and very easy to make, and the birds love these. Another thing that you can do that's real easy is just wrap with the floral wire. You can wrap peanuts and cranberries, and these are decorative to put on the tree. Another thing that's very easy to do, you can take a pipe cleaner and you can thread the pipe cleaner all the way through and just decorate it up, and you can decorate it up and you can put it on the tree this way, or you can put it into a heart.
And those are just Fruit Loops, right?
Those are just Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops are Cheerios.
Yeah.
And you
colorful.
can also use cranberries if you want, or you can always you do the popcorn. So, but the Fruit Loops are real easy for the younger
Little
kids,
ones.
the little
Yeah,
ones
they
to do
can
this, and very easy to do. Another thing that's very easy to do is take a pine cone, and make sure you have a pine cone that's kind of flat and dried out. Butter it down and then roll it into the bird seed and then hang it into the tree.
Now, do you put shortening in there first? Or
No, not on this one.
You just do butter?
I just do peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
The peanut butter on this.
Peanut butter and then seeds.
Yeah.
They love that.
They love that. And, fill them in with the seeds, and then, you can go back and put more in it when they're done. Another real fun thing to do is suet. This is a cake suet that's real easy to make. And now this is actually made with vegetable shortening and with the seed, and then you put your peanut butter in, and I've got the recipe for that following on a PowerPoint too. But these little suet cakes, you can put them out and put them on the tree also, and they love these. To make the homemade suet, the birds just really go for these. So anyway, very simple. Main thing is, like you said, is use twine. You could use the cotton twine to do a variety of different things, but they love it.
Or twist. You got some twist ties. You can do
got
twist
some twist
ties.
Yep,
Pipe cleaners.
Yep.
These are all things little kids can do. And kids get so excited when they're, helping decorate.
Yep.
Because I can remember when we did paper chains. We just cut the paper out, glued it together, made a chain, and we're so excited when we saw it on the tree. It's something we made.
Well, another thing that you could do is snowflakes. The paper snowflakes to put them on your trees. That'd be another fun little thing that the kids would love to do.
Yeah.
My grandkids helped me do some of these this last week while they were off, and they really enjoyed it. So it's a good little activity to keep them busy. Keep the little hands busy.
Yeah, got to do that.
Yeah.
So then you're going to we're going to show you the the recipe to make the birdseed feeder. So,
Anyway, the birdseed ornaments, what you need is the unflavored gelatin, boiling water, the hemp wine, scissors, cookie cutters, or the tops of mason jars, 2 cups of the birdseed, cookie sheet, and a parchment paper, and a spoon. Anyway, you empty the envelope of the 2 envelopes of the unflavored gelatin into a bowl. You pour a 1/2 cup boiling water into the bowl. You stir mixture with a spoon until dissolved, and you pour 2 cups of the birdseed in the bowl and stir the mixture until well coated. Very, very easy to make. And then you place a piece of parchment paper on the cookie sheet, and you arrange either your cookie cutters on however you want them, and then spoon the birdseed mixture in about half full, and then put your twine in, and then put the rest of fill it way up. And then you allow that to sit for about 24 hours, and it hardens quite well. And what's nice with these is you're able to pop them out. You're able to pop these out and fill them back, or you can keep them just into the little seeds. But these will stay. They're little hockey pucks.
yeah.
So.
If they last that long, because the birds will probably empty them in a minute.
In a minute. Well, not only that, I'm afraid the squirrels are going to go after
Well,
them.
that could be too. Yeah, we unfortunately we do feed the squirrels.
Yep.
You know,
But anyway, you can do the same thing with the cookie sheets, or not the cookie sheets, but the cookie cutters. You know, you've got the little trees and the stars and so forth. But these are real easy just to hang up. Yep. They really like it.
So you decorate your tree, and then afterward, put them outside.
Yep.
But you could also put the tree outside too.
Yep. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is how to make these suet cakes. These suet cakes are just 3 ingredients, is like I said. They're so easy to make and to freeze and keep on handy. But the suet cakes, like I said, it takes the 2 cups of birdseed, 1/3 cup of the vegetable shortening, and a 1/2 cup of peanut butter. With the suet cakes, what you do is combine the shortening and the birdseed in a bowl, and you mix it well. You add the peanut butter and stir until well coated, and then you place it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes so it hardens a bit, and then you put it in the tins, the cupcake tins. Other than that, very easy to make. 3 ingredients.
Just so easy.
Very,
That's
very
great.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just loved Christmas when we were kids, doing all these things, with our family. And I think you have now a tree that you brought to show, how these ornaments will look on the tree. And then I think this tree is something that could go outside.
Yes. Yep. This is a small pine.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, this is a pine tree that you can decorate and put outside. And I went ahead and put my Cheerio ornaments out, my pine cone ornaments. I also took a string and wrapped popcorn, dried fruit, cherries, cranberries, popcorn. You can do oranges, any type, lemons, any type of dried fruit to string up. Here's a string that is just for popcorn and cranberries. Very, very
Now
easy.
you use the popcorn that's purchased.
I went ahead and purchased the popcorn. Yeah.
And it might be easier to work with. Sometimes if
is.
you work with just plain popcorn you've popped, by the time you get it on the string, it kind of crumbles. Well, they have to eat that part of it. then.
Yes.
So
Yeah. And yes, we were eating this. Was
you
while
have
we
to
were
eat
making
your
it.
mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, very easy. I'm hoping the birds will enjoy this. And like I said, to take your repurposed Christmas tree is so important to take your repurposed Christmas tree and reuse it for a while.
Right.
Through the months of January when the birds need to be fed. This will be taken in nothing flat.
Well, this would be great to put like outside a window, like you're on your patio or on your deck or whatever, so you can watch the birds eat this during the holidays.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to show you this little tree that I bought, and hopefully it'll last through January. And
You're going to have to keep refilling it.
I'm going to have to keep on refilling it.
Yeah.
But anyway, very
It's
easy to
fun.
make.
And then there's several ways you can dispose of your Christmas trees, and I think the Bella Vista POA usually has a gathering spot at one of the lakes to take your old Christmas trees without ornaments and without tinsel and without lights. You have to take everything off. But they use it for fish habitat in the lakes. So that'll probably be in the paper. They'll have it on emails, which lake they're going to use this year for habitat for the trees. That's a great way to get rid of them. And then you can also, if you have an old Christmas tree, is cut the limbs off and then take the needles off, and you can use the needles for potpourri. So that's a great way to.
That's a great idea.
And that kind of keeps your house smelling like Christmas for a little while.
Well, and you could probably repurpose it too for decorations outside, for your pot in order to put, different odds and ends of things in a pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after you take the boughs off, you could, like I said, you could put them in a pot with some pine cones for the month of January, February, until we start getting our spring stuff out, So it's, you can repurpose Christmas trees a lot of ways. The artificial ones you can't, but the real ones you can. And you could also put the boughs, if you cut them in small pieces, you can put it in your compost pile. It'll compost before the next season, so they'll be great compost and smell good too.
Well, I know that when you go into the different stores now, all the trees are there, and you walk in and you can smell the pine.
Yeah.
I used to, when I was little, we'd actually go and cut our own tree. We'd go to a tree farm.
Right.
And that was always kind of a fun event to do, to go and cut a real tree down. I know there's a variety of different ones here in the neighborhood, but I know there's a real large one, I believe, in Pea Ridge that has a tree farm.
There's a lot of tree farms around here.
Yeah.
There really are. So it's a fun thing to do with the kids and the family. So making memories is what we need to do.
Yes.
It's just make memories with Christmas holidays and don't fret so much. Try to just do fun things and keep nature in mind. But you have to feed the birds. So whether you make the ornaments with the suet or whatever, but we need to feed the birds over the winter because they really need the protein when it's cold.
Yep.
And it's gotten cold already. Early December, it's going to be really chilly.
And the cardinals are out. The cardinals are beautiful right now.
And then when it snows, they just shine because they're just, that red against the white snow is just beautiful. So anyway, and like I said, the colder it gets, the more they need the protein. So anyway, things we also need to do in December for your garden. Annuals and herbs, you got to just mulch. If you put out pansies and winter annuals, you have to mulch them and feed them when it gets a little warm, have a warm spell. Then just give them a little fertilizer. So, and then
I know bulbs. It's time to plant your bulbs. I know recently the Bella Vista Garden Club had a bulb sale. We sold our daffodil bulbs.
Right.
Did very, very well. And
they're all
yesterday
sold out, right?
They're all sold out. And yesterday they planted 500 of those bulbs at the new law enforcement center off of Forest Drive, going toward Hiwassee. But they planted 500 bulbs outside yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big building.
Yes, it
so
is.
I'm sure they put a lot of bulbs out there.
Yeah, they did. But I know there was about 15 of the garden members that were there planting. And they, of course, planted, the different bulbs that we had. But anyway, I know that I just recently planted some bulbs. I went ahead and got some tulips, which I know the deer are going to pop up in the spring, the squirrels. But then I also planted the Bella Vista daffodil bulbs, and I also planted the mixture type that we sold.
The bulbs, you can really extend the bloom time with your bulbs because some bloom early and some bloom a little later and some bloom in the middle. So you can have bulbs blooming for several months.
Right.
If you just get the right bulbs. So.
Another bulb that I just recently bought is the amaryllis bulb that actually is encased with wax.
Right.
And I've got 4 new blooms that just popped up.
Yeah.
But the amaryllis bulbs that are waxed, you don't have to water those.
Yeah.
And they're so pretty at this time of year.
Yeah.
So
and I've
sure
also
check
seen
those
them use fairy lights on the bottom of the bulb to make it really festive.
Yep.
So that's another idea. You can just wrap them in fairy lights.
Yep.
They're so cute.
But anyway, now it's the time to plant your bulbs.
Got to plant bulbs. Now you can plant them through through December. You know, there's going to be some warmer days in December, and we can take advantage of that. So, okay, lawns. You just got to keep your lawns free of the leaves. I don't think all the leaves have come down at my place. I still have some trees that are just still holding on to leaves. I don't know why. But, you know, just keep the leaves off your lawn because it does smother them. And you want to make sure when you use don't use any salt on your driveway if you have a lawn next to your driveway, because that'll just kill your grass. So you can use cat litter instead, and that gives you traction on your driveway without hurting your grass.
Yeah.
So
Roses, one thing that you need to do with the roses this time of year is don't cut them back yet.
No.
They're still not dormant yet.
well,
So
we've
you need
had-
to wait.
Once you have a couple freezes.
I was going to
yeah,
say, I
it's
normally
been-
wait until the end of December, first part of January before I cut back my roses, and then be sure and mulch those.
So trees and shrubs, now remember, if you've just planted the trees and shrubs this past year, you have to monitor that water over the winter. We've had some winters that are very dry, so you have to monitor those freshly planted trees and shrubs, make sure they have enough moisture over the winter. And then just watch for, you know, any problems with them. If you see some burnt foliage, you know, don't cut it now, wait until spring, you know, when you can see what's really damaged, and take that off in the spring. So, and we got the tropicals in quite a while ago because it got cold.
Yep.
So,
And I know I put a lot of my different tropicals, especially the succulents, out on my back patio. I brought all of those in, and I actually, and when you do that, bringing your tropicals in, be sure to check for pests.
oh yeah.
In the soil, there's different little black bugs that come up from that when you bring them in from the porch. So be sure and get some type of a
Well, yeah,
insecticide in your soil before you bring those in.
because I use Murphy's oil soap and water, so that helps it stick to the leaf or whatever. And I spray the soil, and I spray the leaves up and, you know, top and bottom. But you have to just be careful. One time I brought my tropicals in, and sometime in January I heard this noise out on my porch, and it was my enclosed porch, and the frog had gotten in with the plant. So we had a frog croaking. So just be careful when you bring in your tropicals, so that
You never know which critters you're going to
no,
bring
you
in
don't
with
know.
it.
Yeah, you don't know.
Anyway, with the perennials this time of year, some of the perennials have already died back, and those are okay to cut back.
Yeah.
Some of the perennials, like the corabels, I want to call the helleborus, don't cut those back, leave those as they are. But the majority of the perennials can be cut back at this present point
Except
in
your
time.
salvia.
Except the salvia, that's correct.
If it has a hollow stem, you know, rain or snow can get in there and it'll freeze and kill your. I was wondering why my salvia always died if I cut it back, and that's why.
I had some annual salvia that came back last year from seed. Yeah, and they did very, very well.
That's
So,
good.
and I left them up.
And I'm going to try something new this year with helleborus. I have a lot of helleborus. I mean a lot. They have reseeded in several beds, and I'm going to try this year to cut back the leaves in the winter before they start coming out in like January. So in December, I'm going to cut all the leaves off and just let the new leaves come on. Because after they start blooming, it's harder to get down and get those old leaves off. You have to cut the old leaves off in the spring. So I'm going to try this new method and just see what happens. And
Oh, that'll be
I'll keep you
interesting.
posted, let you know if this
Well, my
works.
helleborus that you gifted to me many, many years ago when I came 5 years ago, I've got new growth.
Oh, yeah, I do.
There's new growth that are coming up, and none of them have died back. So
Yeah.
even with the freezes, so the helleborus are very
Oh,
beautiful
they're one of
this time of year.
they're
still.
one of my favorites because they're easy care.
They're very
And the
easy
deer
care.
don't eat them, and the bugs don't bother them. So
Yeah.
I really like them. But we'll try this new method and see. Cut old leaves off before spring.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So, and then if you have any other questions about gardening, the Bella Vista Garden Club website is just bellavistagardenclub.com. And it's just got a ton of information. And we have all of our TV programs on YouTube. You can just go to BVGC on TV, and it goes back to March of 2010. So we've been doing this show a long time. And there's a lot of different subjects that we cover. So if you're looking for something to do over the winter and you get a little bored, you know, want to see something about gardening, just tune into one of the old shows.
Well, also the the Bella Vista Community TV YouTube channel, also
It
the
has-
Cox,
it has a lot of them.
has the majority of all of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That's where I like to go back
And
into
if
the
you go
YouTube
on-
videos.
If you go on to the BVC TV YouTube channel, be sure and subscribe. You got to subscribe to that.
Yes.
So it's important for the TV channel that you subscribe.
Yep, and then you get, if you do subscribe, you'll get noticed or a notice on your email, or a notice depending on how you an email notification when there's new programs that are
Yeah.
in. So it's
Yeah, we're
nice
getting
to
new
have.
programs at the station all the time, so we're getting some new ones. Then you don't want to miss them because they're good.
Yep.
They're local. So let's see. The next meeting of the Bella Vista Garden Club is going to be on January 25th. It's always the fourth Wednesday of the month, and it'll be in January. And the social time is at 9:30, and the meeting starts at 10. Let's see.
And anybody is welcome to come. You don't
Oh,
need to
yeah,
be a
we-
member to come to our garden club.
Guests. We love guests, we really do. And we get a lot of people that are, as our guests, they just moved here, or they've been here for a number of years but didn't know about us. You know, so, check and see if you might want to be interested in joining or just coming to the meeting, get gardening information. We just love to share the information. So, and then the Master Gardeners are going to meet, they won't meet till February 7th. They meet the first Tuesday, and they meet at 6 o'clock at the Church of Christ in Bentonville. So they take January off. I think they kind of regroup. We have new members that just finished their training, so we get those acclimated in January. We get all our new directories and all that set up. So by February, we're ready to start having great programs and good meetings. So they have wonderful and informative programs too, with people from maybe from the university or all over the area. And sometimes people will travel a long way just to come to the Master Gardener meeting to present a program. So, and we're going to be setting up the TV schedule pretty soon, and we'll have a lot of variety in our shows this coming year. So, watch for that. So, until we have, we do have a little more time to talk a little bit. I wanted to talk a little bit about how the Garden Club, the Bella Vista Garden Club, and the Master Gardeners work together. I don't think we have any projects per se that we do together, but I'm hoping, with so many that are in the Garden Club and Master Gardeners, both, that it would be beneficial for both of them, both the clubs. They're both great clubs, and you've been involved in so many different projects with the Master Gardeners. So you've done plant sales and
The plant sales and the different Peel Mansion,
Yeah.
in the community garden. I know the Helping Hands is where the Master Gardeners has a huge garden area.
that is one of the best
And
projects
it is one
in
of the best
area,
projects, and
really.
it's amazing the number of produce
How
that
many tons of
of
produce?
produce that we gift to the Helping Hands, which is a huge pantry that they give to local needy people. But the Master Gardeners at the Helping Hands area, if you get a chance, go check the garden out. It's beautiful, and the amount of work that we've all put into that.
Yeah.
And I think we've got, is it 15 beds now?
Oh, I think we
we've
have
got
more.
15
I think
beds, I believe, that
20
we
something, I think.
that we actually put different produce in each one of those beds that we all take care of.
And we're also doing fruit trees now. Oh, and a fig program. They got a fig study. So if you don't have a fig tree, you might want to go to their plant sale, the expo in the spring, and get a fig tree, because their figs are so good.
They really
And
are.
you can't buy them in the store because they don't transfer well. You have to grow them and eat them off your tree. So that fig study is really fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I want to thank you for joining us today. And if we have any other, do you have any Christmas memory that sticks out in your mind?
No, the only thing that we were talking about Christmas trees. You know, like I said, that it was an important thing. You know, I grew up in Independence, Iowa area, and I just remember as a child we always had a huge amount of snow. You know, and as a kid, you know, you think that the 3 inches of snow and that's a foot in your mind, but
Right. Well, for you it is.
yes,
when you're little.
you know, as your kid, you just remember the snow drifts,
Yeah.
and we used to make snow forts.
Yeah.
And you just don't see that anymore,
No.
not unless you go to Michigan or further north. But
Yeah.
I just remember, you know, like I said, the Christmas memories was the snow.
The snow.
And getting off and enjoying this,
So
getting out there.
we didn't always have snow at Christmas. It wasn't always I was born in St. Louis, so we didn't always have snow. We did sometimes, but not always. But I always remember my mom would wait until Christmas Eve to go buy a tree because they'd be on sale. So that was our thing. We'd go get the tree on Christmas Eve, and then we'd decorate it that night. And all of a sudden, the next morning, all these presents were under there. We couldn't, you know, how did that Santa know that we got their tree up last night? So, because we always worried that, you know, we wouldn't get the tree up in time for Santa to know to come. So anyway, but that was a good memory too.
Yeah.
So Christmas is a great time of year, and we need to celebrate, you know, all the joys of Christmas.
Well, and then to remember that you don't need the hustle and bustle.
No.
Pull back, enjoy every day.
Yeah.
I know we always think that we need to have the beautiful ornaments or
Everything has to be
and
perfect.
the house has to be perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it really truly doesn't.
No.
It's about the family members coming to visit
Yeah.
and the parties you have
Yeah.
and the joy with the people around you.
That's
so
true.
enjoy
That's true.
every moment that you can.
Absolutely. So I hope you've enjoyed the show, and thank you, Ginny, for coming and sharing all your wonderful bird feeder information. And I hope you will join us next month. And until then, don't forget to stop and smell the roses.